Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we're discussing a lovely modern revival of the historic A386 reference. This is the Zenith Chronomaster Original 38. 38 millimeters in rose gold. The timepiece pays deference and reference to history, while still managing to be a modern watch. It's not a one-for-one replica of the A386, but it has those overtones. It's 13 millimeters thick. It's 45.7 millimeters lug-to-lug with a 19 millimeter spacing between the lugs. On my wrist, which is 16 centimeters circumference, you can see it wears quite well, very comfortable. The lugs are nowhere near the edge of my wrist, and I believe this watch could be worn on a wrist as small as 13 centimeters. It is a unisex option. There's a nubuck-style suede calfskin leather strap in brown, and it has a monotone stitch, a sheer cut side showing the layers of leather, and there's rubber on the underside for a longer lasting strap. You can see that this is a brand new Zenith factory strap. The rubber isolates the leather from the heat, sweat, moisture, and grit of the wrist. We have a double folding rose gold Zenith buckle. You can see it has the Zenith star externally and the company name internally. The underside of the clasp is shaped with a curvature to match the underside of your wrist. And then the case band features integrated lugs. You can see it's a monoblock case. Everything loads through the back, and the bezel and the case are all one piece, so it's polished on its side. You can see there's a little bevel down the edge of the lugs. We have satin finish on the top, and then the ends are somewhat downturned and squared off. We have a plexiglass-inspired domed sapphire crystal. Make no mistake, it is sapphire, not plexi. It's designed to look like plexi. We have vintage-inspired pump pushers and a Zenith star on the crown. We also have a lovely little bit of a gap on the underside of the crown so you can dig your nail in to operate the watch. The dial is a silver sunburst radiating out. We have the 1/10 of a second foudroyant, known as the striking tenth, making it easy to read fractions of a second. So this hand makes one orbit of the dial every 10 seconds, and for example, it's very easy for me to read 1.6 seconds. That's how that works. Now, every El Primero has been able to resolve to 1/10 of a second since 1969, provided it's not the Rolex version, but every Zenith El Primero has been able to. It's just been tough to read small scales, so with the striking tenth, not only is it visually spectacular, but you can read those tenths on a larger scale. You can also appreciate we have several different colors. We have tritones, another element borrowed from the A386. So we have silver, gray, and blue overlapping. We also have red, and we have black and rose gold on this dial. You can see the indices are applied and upscale. We'll do a lume shot right here. Take a look at this watch. It's easy to see in the dark. Now, we also have a little date window with a step down, so that's an artful way of bridging from the dial to the disc without a sheer cut through the dial. Now, one feature this watch has that most El Primeros have not historically is hacking seconds. There's also a quick set date mechanism, and on the reverse side, you can see why. This is the second generation El Primero that debuted in 2019, caliber 3600. Still a column wheel lateral clutch chrono, and you can see the column wheel right there. Still beating away at 36,000 vibrations per hour. Now has a silicone escapement for better performance in between servicings and less requirement for servicing overall. It has the hacking seconds function, it has the quick set date, and it has a longer power reserve. The power reserve is now 60 hours compared to the former 50 hours. All of that, and as you can see, it now pivots on 35 joules rather than the original 31, and this watch is water resistant to 50 meters. Reach out to tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.